Hello, this is Yaakov Kronenberg from Jerusalem, and tonight we'll be doing another class in a series of classes on Libra ascendant with Venus in the different signs. And tonight we'll be talking about Venus in Cancer. And with Venus in Cancer, what you're looking at is where Venus falls in the 10th house. Usually, Cancer is 10 signs away from Venus, from Libra. Right, there's Libra is marriage, and Cancer rules is the home. Right, the fulfillment of marriage is to build a family. So the Libran always is going to be a person who has the Venus in Cancer there. On one hand, it's going to be a person who wants to, the Libra by nature wants to fulfill themselves by building a home and a family. Right? That's what's important to them. That's their goal. In other words, they take their social instincts and the desire for marriage, and through that they build a home and a family. But when you have the Venus, the ruling planet, in the 10th, there's also going to be an element where the person is going to go, he's going to, he or she, they'll try to express themselves, their Libra nature, through their career. Right? A lot of Librans can tend to be very artistic, very sociable, very in communicative type of work. Also all sorts of careers connected with Libra and Venus, and you have to analyze, and Venus and also the Cancer has a role in it too, because the Venus is going to be in Cancer in this case. So you have to take all those considerations into account when you look at a person who has Libra rising with Venus in the 10th in Cancer. And so Venus, of course, can be artistic, it can be musical even, right? It can be graphics, all sorts of different artistic interior decorating. I've seen a number of interior with Venus in Cancer. Cancer is the home, Venus is beauty. So people with Libra with Venus in Cancer, there's a tendency to want to be like interior decorators, or people that work in home improvements. I've seen charts like that. Right, there's people who, there's all different, remember you have to look also at the planet that takes over the Cancer. Venus is in Cancer, so you have to look at the dispositor, which will be the Moon. The Moon is also going to have an influence on the career there. And so the Venus is going to add an element of the Venus being in Cancer. It's going to make a square, of course, to the ascendant, right? Because it's in the 10th. So there's going to be a push, right? The Libran is not that emotional. Well, the Venus in Cancer adds an emotionality to that Venus, and it's going to it's going to add some kind of emotional aspect to the person that they're going to have to deal with because of the square. But altogether, it's a nice combination because you have Venus working 100%. Venus being Venus is a benefic planet, and it's in the 10th house of career, very strong, so it's working 100%. So there's going to be a person who wants that is going to get a lot of pleasure in this lifetime, especially being in Cancer. Cancer is very emotional sign, so it's going to add the Venus being an emotional sign. It's going to express itself mostly through the love nature, more than, let's say, through other things. Also going to be very gluttonous. There's going to be a tendency towards eating a lot with Venus in Cancer. Cancer rules the stomach. So there tends to be overeating, and I've seen charts like this with overeating indicated. Tonight I want to look at a chart, a very famous man actually, and he's a poster boy for somebody who had, a great horoscope, and it was just too much. Sometimes you get horoscopes that are some way that maybe they're too good to be true. And a man who got everything that you could ask for in this world, all the pleasures of this world, and basically we could say it destroyed him. The too much, the great enemy, the too much. And this man, his name was Jerry Garcia. He was the head of a rock band in the 1960s, the Grateful Dead, which was tremendously successful. And he was, and he made it all. He had many wives, many girlfriends. He had all the money you could ask for. He had tremendous fame. You see it in his chart. If you look at his chart, you see the ruling planet is Venus in Cancer. And Venus in Cancer is in a good square to the ascendant, but it makes an aspect to the ascendant, so it makes the Venus doubly strong when the Venus aspects the ruling the ascendant, so it makes Libra almost double Libra. And so the person was very, very artistic. He was a writer. He wrote, painted, and eventually settled on a career in music and became phenomenally successful. If you look at his chart, you see he has Jupiter, the other planet of great good fortune, exactly almost to the second conjunct to Venus. So it brought him tremendous success, career success, because they're both working for the 10th house. Jupiter, the two benefics, Jupiter and Venus. And they both make a good aspect. They make a square aspect to the ascendant, but that's good. They give their nature to the ascendant. You like square benefics sometimes better than good aspects from a bad planet. And so those are very, very, very powerful planets, and brought them tremendous success. Brought them. But see, you have to take a look. It was too much. The guy. We'll see it slowly. He had the sun in the 10th house, also in Leo, in honor. The guy got tremendous amount of honor. Right? He had basically 3 planets in Leo there, working for the 10th house, and the 2 planets in Cancer are. You could say they're also working for the 10th house. So 5 planets connected with his career. The sun in honor. He gets a lot of honor. And the Venus, tremendous amount of pleasure he gets, tremendous amount of artistic success. I think he had 4 wives, number of daughters, 4 daughters, something like that. And with the Jupiter there, but it was too much. If you look at his Jupiter-Venus, I have to reveal a secret. Jupiter-Venus a lot of times can indicate diabetes, because Venus rules sugar, and Jupiter expands things, so it expands the amount of sugar in the body. And so in truth, he was a diabetic, and I think once he went into diabetic coma and almost died from it, and took him a while to recover. But whenever you see that really tight Jupiter Venus aspects, especially when Venus is the ruling planet, you have to worry a little bit about diabetes. But also here, I don't want to go do his whole horoscope, but he also had, serious drug problems. He couldn't handle the success. He just had too much. Too much money, too much success, and he didn't know how to really handle it. There's not a lot of Earth in the chart. Right? Only 1 planet in Earth, Mars, and Mars isn't really connected to the ascendant, so he couldn't use that Martian Earth energy so much. And he had a very powerful Neptune. Neptune makes the tightest aspect in his chart to the midheaven, so it indicates career in, again, artistic, but as Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, but the Neptune also is the planet of addictions and fantasies, and he has it exactly to the second squared with Saturn, so he didn't have a good grip on reality so much, the man, and he just couldn't handle the success. He was addicted to heroin, to cocaine, all sorts of things, and it eventually led to his premature death. He died at a very early age. In any case, we don't want to go into the whole chart because that's no way. We just wanted to look at the ascendant and the ruling planet and see what you can gather just from that information before you start to work really deep into the chart. I thank everybody for listening.